Hello, Mario. 10 questions about Superman. Good evening and welcome to 10 questions about Superman. Tonight we will be discussing 10 questions about Superman. They're true-false questions. We hope to beat the odds. Some say that if you could just guess, you should get 50%. So we're aiming for 50% or better. Let's see how we go. Excuse me. All right. Question 1. Superman's real Kryptonian name is Kal-El. Translates to Star Child in Hebrew. Wow. I seem to remember it's something like that. Kryptonian. Krypton is the planet that he comes from, I think. Yeah, I'll say true to the original name, but not sure about the Hebrew connection. No, it could be from sub-Saharan Africa or Mongolia or the Outer Hebrides. Who knows? The Great Barrier Reef, the Thursday Island or whatever. Yes, okay, let's say true. On the balance of probability, T for true. Right. Correct. Jerry Segal chose Kal-El because in Hebrew, El equals God and Kal equals voice light star, depending on context. He confirmed in interviews that it roughly means voice of God or star child. A coffee maker, yes. The star child interpretation stuck with fans. Yes. Interesting. All right. Now, faster than a speeding bullet. Right. So, 1 from 100% so far. Well done. Let's go on to N for next question. And the next question is, well, we're landing in 1948, the Kal-El Enigma. Right. Here's question 2. The first actor to play a live-action Superman was Kirk Allen in a 1948 movie serial. Right. That was 6 years before I was born, but it was probably just probably got to New Zealand by the time I was 5. Right. The first actor to play Kirk Allen, not a name that comes to mind. It's not on my list of serial killers or famous mobsters. So I think that could be quite true. A live action Superman. Yes, Kirk Allen. False. Moz says false. Right. Why do you say false, Moz? All right. Well, I'll go with the audience. I'll go with that. F for false. Right. 1948. Well, your answer false is incorrect. Kirk Allen was indeed the first live-action Superman in Columbia's 1948 serial Superman. 15 chapters. And in 1950, Atom Man versus Superman. He even did the flying takeoffs himself on wires. Ah, special effects. Wow, that would be awesome. That would be a fairground ride today. Right, kryptonite wedding cake. Question 3. Okay, next. I only remember the show who was George Reeves. No, there was a guy before that. George Reeves or Christopher Reeves? Ah, George Reeves. Oh, okay. Superman once lost his powers for an entire year in the comics because he ate a kryptonite laced wedding cake. A kryptonite laced wedding cake. Lost his power for a year. That would have been a pretty boring year. What did he do? Just did average shit. Went around cleaning telephone boxes and... Okay, I'll go with true. I'm a bit sus about that one. Incorrect. There was a kryptonite wedding cake, Superman number 146 in 1961, baked by Lois Lane's evil doppelganger. But it only knocked him out for a few hours. Fake news. Fake news. Not a year. The year-long depowerings happened for other reasons. Red kryptonite exposure, gold kryptonite, etc. No 12-month cake coma. All right, question 4. 1 out of 3. The original no flying era. Okay, let's look at the next question. Question 4. Fake news. Yes, Clark Kent was a journalist, wasn't he? In the original 1938 comics. What? 1938. Ooh. Superman could not fly. He could only leap tall buildings in a single bound. Yeah, I don't know about that one. 1938. Well, what use would that be? I suppose it would be all right at the hijinks for the Olympics, but 1938. No. I reckon that one's false. All right, we'll go with true. Do they even have comic books? That's during the war. Surely they didn't have Superman during the war. That's correct. In Action Comics number 1, 1938, and the first 2 years, Superman could not fly. The famous line was able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, 1/8 of a mile per leap. Full flight was introduced in the 1940s radio show for budget reasons and became canon in the comics by 1941. Wow. There you go. Well, that's 1938. Holy hell. Good Lord. Oh my lord. Right. What the S really stood for. Oh dear. No, no, Moz. No. It's not an opportunity to suggest. Supercilious is not, is off the menu. We're revealing in the shield in the Kal-El Enigma. The S on Superman's chest was originally just his family crest and had nothing to do with Superman. But he was Kal-El. What was his family name? Was Hebrew. Was it Silverman? Silverman. Right, T for true. Miles is doing all right tonight with his answering. This is correct. In 1938 to 1939, the S was purely the Kryptonian House of El family symbol, like a coat of arms. It only later became associated with Superman. In the comics, Lois even asks what it stands for, and Clark jokes, super duper. Oh my God. The modern retune made it both, but originally it was just the family crest. Super duper. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. So, as we move on, the magic weakness origin. Question 6. All right, we move ahead. Question 6. Superman's weakness to magic was introduced because of a 1940s radio show storyline with Mr. Mxyzptlk. His surname was Owl and his father was Jor-El. Yes. So the family crest had a big S. All right. His father was who was his father? Marlon Brando or Charlton Heston or Lorne Green or one of those guys, wasn't it? Yes. Superman's father. I could do that job. Right. Question 6. True. All right, Mr. Mystic. Oh no. No, there's 2 X's in his name. Correct. Mr. Mxyzptlk debuted in the 1944 radio show voiced by Bud Collyer. Because magic wasn't a known weakness yet, the writers made him immune to physical forces and only beatable by tricking him into saying his name backwards. This established Superman's vulnerability to magic in canon, which the comics adopted shortly after. What is Superman's name backwards? Namrepus. 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 Holy jeez. Next, question 7. Wow. Hard to believe you could make this stuff up. Christopher Reeve was paralyzed after a horse riding accident. True. while preparing for Superman 5 in 1995? Well, it was certainly a horse riding accident, I believe. Um, he had done one movie. I don't know whether he'd done four. And he was, yeah, true. Golly, well, did he appear in four Superman movies? Gosh, well, incorrect. Oh, the accident happened in 1995 in an equestrian event. No Superman 5 was in production. Yeah. Reeve had finished his Superman roles in 1987 and was working on other films. The fall severed his spinal cord at C1, C2, leaving him paralyzed from the neck down. I don't think there was that many Superman films. Yeah. Christopher was not related to George, I don't think. Oh, no. Possibly. Right. Now, question 8. We come to George Reeves. Mysterious death. Was he friends with Hillary Clinton? How often did he go to Epstein Island? Ah, who knows? Next question. Does his wife have balls? In 1951, George Reeves, the TV Superman, died from a gunshot. Officially ruled as suicide, but many still believe he was murdered. Ah, it's very. What secrets did he know? It's very Epstein like, isn't it? Or did Lois Lane secretly feed him poisoned mushrooms and a beef Wellington? He went on to father their love child, Erin Patterson. Oh, it all connects now. It's all coming together. Bit early for that, though. So, no, 1951. Yeah, I don't think. True. They could have been the mafia. Really? I haven't watched that one. Why did the mafia want to top Superman? Was he secretly announcing the numbers to the daily lottery? Incorrect. Bait caught. Ooh. I can feel the burn from grok. George Reeves died in 1959, not 1951, from a single gunshot to the head. Official ruling suicide. However, no fingerprints on the gun. Delayed police call, and his fiance's mob-connected lover in the house that might have fueled murder theories for decades. Good Lord. Oh, no. His girlfriend had a mobster lover. Oh, dear. 1959. Wow. June 16th. Just after my 5th birthday. I would have been devastated. Next question. Question 9. Right. Okay. Well, I got the year wrong. Yes. We're auctioning the Holy Grail. Superman once sold for 10 cents in 1938, Action Comics #1, and is now the most expensive comic book ever sold. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know about that. Superman or Mickey Mouse? Superman or Disney? I was being baked in the oven. Oh, yes. True. Okay. We'll go with true. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I reckon Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse could be our nemesis. Correct. The 9.0 CGC copy of Action Comics #1, 5.3 US million dollars in 2022, the highest price ever paid for a comic book. A 8.5 copy sold for 3.25 million in 2021. The original cover price, 10 cents. Wow. That's a good investment. Holy. Wow. Yeah. Well, statistically we're okay. We've hit the halfway point with one to go, so we could get into B territory here with the last question. Next question. Nicolas Cage named his son Kal-El and owns one of the rarest copies of Action Comics #1. Wow. I'm pretty sure he has named his son Kal-El. I don't know much about his comic collection though. Plausible, possibly true. A $5.3 million comic. Just go down to the shop and buy a comic. How much was it? Oh, 5.3 million. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go true. I'm pretty sure Nicolas Cage has got a son called Kal-El, but I'm not sure about the comic. T for true. We're 50% in, so we're above the odds. That's correct. Cage named his son Kal-El Coppola Cage, born 205, and once owned a near mint Action Comics #1. Stolen in 2000, recovered in 2011, sold for 2.16 million. He's the only person on earth who can say he literally owned Superman and named his kid after him. Wow. Wow. Right. Here we go. 6 out of 10. Kryptonian Scholar. You survived Wedding Cake Kryptonite, 1959 Conspiracies, and the 10-cent comic that broke the bank. Only Kirk Alan's debut year, the cake coma, Reeve accident timing, and George Reeve's death year tripped you up. A legendary flight. Your cape is still flying high. Well, there we go. 6 out of 10. Excellent. This has been Mario's 10 questions about Superman.